My name's Robin Whitworth, and I have with me today Jenni, who is in the Elevated Mother Experience program. And she's had some shifts, she's had some things happening that I'm going to let her tell you about today. Jenni, give us a little snapshot of kind of who you are. Are you married? Do you have kids? Do you work? Where are you at in life?
I am married. We've been married for about 16 years this June. I have 4 kids, aging from ranges 13 down to she turned 5 yesterday. I have been a stay-at-home mom for most of my married life. Recently, I started a job as an exec assistant for a new company that just started. So I'm trialing that out and see how I like it, getting the feel for it. But that's kind of me. We live with my parents right now. We're in the process of building a home. And yeah, we live in Utah.
Perfect. Give us a little snapshot of where you were before the program. Those months leading up when you first got in contact with me, maybe you were in, one of the Facebook groups. Where were you before?
I was sad. I was confused, very confused. I felt very lost and didn't really know. I didn't have clarity of my purpose in my life. I felt like I was just a mom and I was just a chauffeur and a cook and a laundry person. And I didn't feel happiness in my life that I wanted to feel. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to play with my kids and have fun with my kids. And I wanted to feel like I was doing something more than just being a servant. That's kind of what it felt like. So I talked to my husband, and I had done a little bit of therapy before, but it wasn't it just didn't fit me. I don't do well with a big group, like just group setting. I really needed that one-on-one focus on what am I struggling at in this moment. And I really hesitated joining Elevated Mother Experience because that's scary. And will it work? Is it really going to change my life? Can Robin, or the things that she tells me, or the things that I'm asked to do, can it really change my perspective and my thought process from where I'm at right now? And honestly, it felt hopeless. And I didn't I didn't think it would work. So it took me a while, but I finally jumped on board and I joined.
What was the thing that pushed you off the fence? Because I know you had thought about it for a few months. What was the thing that finally you're like, okay?
Well, we're building a home right now. So it's costing a lot of money. And I really didn't want to spend the money. I felt bad. I felt like I shouldn't do this because like we need this money. That's a lot of money. And I can't do that. I can't do that to my husband. And then one day it kind of hit me that like he's very much health conscious and wants to lose weight. He's not hugely overweight or anything, but he just wanted to be more in shape. And so he decided to start keto diet. And he was spending tons of money on this keto. And it hit me one day like, why can you spend a ton of money on health for your body, but I can't spend a ton of money on mental health? And not that he was saying no, he was very supportive. He said, if you want to do it, do it. But it took me deciding for myself that I needed to do this for me. I needed to spend the money to help my mental health. And just like he was doing his physical health, I had to do my mental health. So anyway, so then I finally said, and I think there was one other thing. I decided, I was like, I've had it. I'm done feeling this way. I want to feel better. And so I jumped on board. Finally. Took me a
That's
while.
a great story. Thanks for sharing that. That's really wonderful that you could see that kind of like, oh, he's doing this thing and he didn't necessarily like ask permission, or this seems like this is a thing. That's beautiful. So tell me, so once you got in, what surprised you, or what was like, what was it really like on the inside from what you thought maybe it was going to be like, and then you got in, like, what was that experience?
It was an adjustment to I'm a list maker, so I like to someone to tell me, here's the things you got to do, check it off. And it was that in a way, but it was all about me making the decision of what I wanted to do. Do I really want to make a change? If so, then I've got to jump on and do this class. If so, I really need to go back and watch the class that I missed, even though it's like, oh, I didn't have time for that, so move on. Like, and it started to, at first, it kind of started to overwhelm me of I'm missing everything. Like my kids are busy and I don't have time for this. And I started reading the Miracle Morning book that Robin recommends, and I've gotten up a little earlier, which I am not a morning person at all. And you'll find that in the book that he wasn't either. But it's given me the time to focus on me before I become a mom for the day. So I take the time to meditate. I take the time to visualize what I want for the day. Visualize. There's one meditation on the Miracle Morning app that talks about take a Photoshop or photo snapshot a picture of what you would like to see in your life. And it's so fun for me to visualize like me sitting around in a hot tub with my kids laughing. That's the photo sometimes. Or maybe it's we're all dancing around in the kitchen, or like it's so fun to visualize what I want to be and then to be able to work on that throughout the day. Um, and it gives me time to do my affirmations. I've been reading. It gives me the time to read the books that I never get time to read, that I wasn't having the time for. So waking up early has really helped. But taking the time, planning it out, and making time for myself has really made a difference in just, okay, I know I have to do this, but later. I know I have to do this, but later. Planning it out, like making sure I schedule my appointments with you so that I can talk about those things that I'm really struggling with. If I'm struggling with something, I can voice it. And once I get it out, it just feels better. It feels better to get someone's advice. And the things that you bring up are, things that I'm like, I didn't think about that. I I I never would have thought of that way. Or, you know what, you're right. That's exactly how I feel. Exactly. And that's one of the things that really pushed me towards you was I was reading your in the Mother Collective, you were writing things and sending out emails, and I'd read them and be like, that's me. That's totally me. That's exactly how I feel. It's exactly how I feel. And I was like, you know what? If she's experiencing and has experienced the same things that I'm experiencing and she can be as happy as she is right now, then why not give it a try? Why not? What's it going to hurt? I mean, you try a million diet things to try and help you lose weight and it costs a ton of money. Some work, some don't, but why not? Why not try it and see if it works? So I did. And so far it's been great. It's all on my own personal time and my own, like nothing's forced on me. I just do what I need to do and do recommendations and challenges, and it's nice to know that there's other people out there going through the same thing. And that's what's so great about the group, the collective, or the experience, is that Robin and I were just talking about this, that it's a safe place. Like it's an okay place for me to talk and share, which I'm a very personal person and I don't like sharing publicly. I've learned it's a fear of mine and something that I need to work on breaking out and becoming more open and expressing my feelings and thoughts and getting people's advice. And that's what's so great is that several people are going through it and I didn't even realize you feel so alone and yet you're really not.
Yeah. Share with us just like two of your top like breakthroughs or wins or things that have started to shift for you that you're just like excited about, want to share. What would you share if people are like, well, give me two things from this program?
I'm learning to be neutral in my situations, my experiences, not letting what other people do affect the way I feel or the way I think. I tend to create bubbles above people's heads of what they're thinking. And I think that that's a huge problem for myself because I think people are judging me, but learning how to pop them and not worry about what other people are thinking and just focus on what I'm thinking. So for example, I'm in the grocery store and this guy like pulls his cart out right in front of mine, and sorry, this is the one I can think of in the top of my head right now, but I was like in a hurry and I'm like, oh, why would he do that? And then I like stopped and I'm like, it was 10 seconds. It didn't slow me down that much. And I almost laughed. Like he had no clue that he had done that to me or didn't do it on purpose. He wasn't trying to make me upset. And I just laughed and I felt so peaceful and good after that. Like I can be neutral in my surroundings. What he does not need to affect me and make me all upset and bothered. Um, so I'd say that was one, neutralize in my situations. I had the same experience kind of going to Disneyland. We just went with our family and it was just, I felt peaceful, like no expectations. I'm just going to enjoy where I'm at right here with my kids. I've actually had several of those situations now I'm thinking about it, of where I've just taken a step back and enjoyed where I'm at, be neutral and not have what this person or this person is doing to me affect me, not doing to me, but doing and how it affects me. I've just been like, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm happy. So I'd say that was one. And then the other one I'd probably say is really just taking the time for myself to be me and not just be a mom. So my miracle morning has been huge for me. Um, I've been reading these books that have been suggested and they're so good. Like it just makes me feel like I've needed this. It's exactly what I've needed. It's exactly what I wanted. It helps me to feel understood when I read something that I'm like, oh, that's me. That's what I need to be doing. You almost need in life as a mother, someone saying, okay, now in this situation, do this. In this situation, do this. In this situation, I've always wanted that. Like, just tell me what to do. I've got a daughter with ADHD, and that is such a hard thing. Like, what do I do in this situation? I have no clue. And these books have been so good to be like, you know, you can feel peaceful and calm in difficult situations, and you can feel, frustrated about things. That doesn't make you a bad person. And like just things that make you feel like I'm a human being, I'm normal, I'm okay. And that's made me feel better about life in general because we all have hard times, we all have trials, and just just that comfort of I'm not alone and I feel validated, which was a huge thing for me before I started the program. I wanted to feel validated. So
Yeah, those are beautiful. Thanks for sharing those. So in this last minute, there's probably a mom watching this that is like, is this really going to work? Is this really going to work? Is this going to just, she's like where you were. And you've shared, like, hey, you've tried other things, try this too. But is there anything else that you would tell her if she was sitting next to you and she's just like, I'm really considering Robin's program, but we've got, this family thing I'm trying to pay for, and and she has very similar. What will you tell her?
I just say, why not? What your mental health and your happiness is worth millions, in my opinion. Honestly, I didn't feel like I could afford this program. I was really skeptical of that. But Robin and I, we made it work. Like we figured out a plan and it works for me. Um, it's not an easy step to take when you think something's wrong with me. And I can do this on my own. I can do it on my own. I don't need anyone helping me. I can do this. And you study or you research or you read things and you think, I got this. And then you plummet down again. Like that's what's so great about this program is that you have a support system that when you have bad days, you post about it and you get brought right back up. You feel positive, you get positive reinforcement that, yeah, I went through that last week. Like, that's normal, it's okay. And everyone has so many great suggestions that are great because if you're doing it by yourself, how do you progress forward if you don't have direction and guidance and help to go down the right path. Because I just felt like I was constantly on the same path and it wasn't changing. So I would just tell her, try it. If it doesn't work, honestly, that money's not going to hurt you that much. You might be in debt a little bit, but you'll make up for it in the happiness. At least that's
Beautiful.
my opinion.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And coming on this call and spending the afternoon. I know you've got kids. That's the beautiful thing about the program, right? You see the kids in everyone's videos. Just we're all moms, just trying to be happy and live an awesome life.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time, and we'll let you go.
Okay. Thank you.